back to my channel. So today I'm doing a review on this book, One Grave at a Time by Jeaniene Frost. And let's see, this book is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's number 9 of the books, and it's about cat and bones. It's really good. So remember, the last one ended where her uncle appeared to her and she was like, "Get back here," and he tried to disappear. Like, she kept seeing him in her side peripherals, thinking it was just a memory, because every time she'd look, he wasn't there. But then when Bones gasped, she knew he was there, and so then she yelled, like, "Get back here," and so he did, and that's when she realized he's been following her, he's a ghost. He didn't, like, move on to the light or anything. So, then anyway, they, went to the compound with her uncle, and because Tate called and said, "Hey, we've got, like, a new government person here, and they've been dying to, like, meet you." And she's like, "Okay." She had a weird feeling about it, and when she got there, his name is Madigan, and he kept, like, doing show tunes over and over his head because he suspected that some vampires could hear your thoughts, and Bones definitely can, and she can because she drinks bones, but yeah, so then at this point, he's talking to them, asking them a lot of questions, even though they don't work for the government or them anymore. And anyway, so they keep reminding him of that, like, "Hey, we don't work for the government anymore." So these questions you're asking us aren't really pertinent, and it gets really heated. And then Dawn basically says, "I'm staying here and I'm gonna follow him because I know him from before and I don't trust him." And so they're like, "Okay," and so they leave. And when they get home, Fabian is there with another ghost, so that's breaking a rule. But they hear this other ghost out and Fabian out because he's never broken the rules and he's done a lot for them. And this ghost is named Emily, and she tells him her story. Basically, she was burned alive by a witch hunter like 500 years ago, and his name was Kramer. And he wrote a book, but basically he made it impossible for anyone to prove that they weren't a witch, basically. And she reveals to them that he's still killing, and some ghosts, and they learn some ghosts are more powerful than others. And at this point, she still has Marie's voodoo magic, the voodoo queens, from the other book, and hasn't, like, completely worn off yet. And so they're asking for help to either kill this ghost, and they're like, "How do you kill a ghost?" But so then they find out that he will, like, pick 3 women and, like, mentally torture them. And then he gets an accomplice to, like, kill their pets, and then to kidnap them and bring them where they're gonna go on Halloween night. And on Halloween night, he's solid for the full Halloween day. And he tortures them, he rapes them, and then finds them to be a witch. And then burns them alive. And he's been doing this for 500 years, even as a ghost. And as a human. He did it to her, and she actually was the one that caused his death. Scared his horse, fell off, and, like, hit his head or broke his neck or something and died. thinking that would stop him, but as a ghost it didn't stop him, and he still kills people all the time. And every Halloween he does this to women. And he even kills his accomplice every time at the end. And it's always like a woman accomplice. And so after she tells Bones and Cat this, they're like, yeah, no, he's a bad guy. We will help you because Fabian is asking us and he's done a lot for us. And he's like their ghost that they adopted. That's what Fabian is. And Elizabeth is his friend. And he's helped them, never asked them for anything. And so, other than companionship. And so now that he's asking, they're like, we owe a lot to you, so of course. And so then they go to a medium that Spade knows of, that says is legit, and they go, and he's awesome. His name's Tyler. He's a black gay man. And he almost dies, actually, when calling Kramer, but the Bone saves him while she fights Kramer with the remnants, calls them up, and then, and like says, like, I'm a witch and everything, and he leaves because of the remnants attacking him. And then he just keeps showing up throughout the book, attacking Cat all the time. And Bones and whoever's with her. But, and her powers are diminishing from the Voodoo Queens. Like, the next time he attacks her in the shower, she can't call the remnants up. But then Tyler saves her with, like, burning sage and throws it at him. Also, Madigan is, like, causing problems. Like, they, through Tyler, find a group of investigators, like ghost investigators, and they tell him, like, we have this theory about trapping ghosts. You can't really kill them, and they tell him, and they help him make the thing in their old cave that Bones and Cat fell in love in the first book, because it has, like, tons of the stone they're looking for all around, and the fresh water. So they just had to import, like, another type of stone and, like, make it. But, anyway, Madigan shows up because he tracks them and comes with all these men and basically is trying to force them to tell him what they're doing. But they're not telling him. But then Kramer shows up because they were in the middle of, like, a seance trying to call him there just to trap him. And the portal didn't get closed, and so he starts killing all these men that Madigan brought. And Cat and Bones try to do everything they can to save the men. Anyway, and then Madigan's gonna try to save his own butt, but from the government anyway, because he made a big mistake. And so after that, then they have to keep trying to fight Kramer and find the 3 women he's targeted. And one of the women they think they find, that's one of the women is actually his accomplice, not one of the ones that he's, like, torturing. It's his accomplice, and she's, like, crazy. And they thought she was crazy from his mental torment. No, she's crazy, and that's why he chose her. She would, like, believe him about witches and all that stuff. So, and she's impressionable. Anyway, and so she ends up getting killed because she tried to kill Cat Helsing. That's in this book a lot, actually. Because the cat will warn them every time Kramer's popping up or any ghost. Also, she tried to kill her friend Denise when trying to capture the other women back for Kramer. But she didn't know Denise can't die. But she did, like, hurt her really bad. But she heals and everything is fine. But, so Spade got mad and ended up killing this lady. Her name was Sarah. But they find out that Kat is one of the women he's chosen to burn and to rape, torture, all that stuff. He sees her as a witch. And in the end, he does hurt her, but and temporarily captures her, but she uses what's left of her voodoo power to tears and to call the ghost to her, basically so they could tell Bones and all them where she's at, and the women. She uses herself as bait and to find out where the women are. And she saves the other two women, and when Bones and them show up, even though he's solid, for a full day, he can go back to being just a ghost, not solid. So she was like, how are we going to trap this guy and keep him solid? But they figure that out because when he was like trying to psychologically torture her, he got shocked by like electrical in the house or something and was solid for like 2 hours. So they figured if they had tasers and kept shocking him, he wouldn't be able, and that was true, he wasn't able to go back into a ghost form, so they could hold on to him and fly him to the location where they've been building his trap, basically, in another cave that Manchera's bought. And so they successfully trap him there, and then they blockade it and everything so no one will happen across him. So he's like finally got his due, his punishment. And then Elizabeth, or Emily the ghost, that told him about Kramer, she and Fabian become boyfriend, girlfriend. And yeah, so that's basically where it ends, and it was really good, and it was like kind of irritating because the whole time I'm like, how does this go stronger than them? But the thing is, because he was transparent through most of the book and he's a strong ghost, he can hurt them, he can throw things at them, trap them, he also got like silver at points and was trying to stab it in their hearts, and they can't do anything to kill him. He's already dead, and when he's not solid, they can't even hurt him. Until later on they find out they can just zap him and he'll turn solid, and then they can, but they can trap him, and they figure all this out. But throughout the book, as they're trying to figure things out, because they don't know. Even like Bones has never like given ghosts time of day. He has no idea about any of this stuff. So they have to figure out as they go, like all the vampires do. His friends, the masters, all of them, no one knows. Because vampires repeatedly ignore ghosts in all the books, pretty much. And that's why Fabian is so useful to them, because he'll go look out and find things for them, information, be a lookout for them, and the other vampires just ignore him, but they don't, so it's a very useful tool for them. And that's because of Kat. She suggested all that, and so, anyway, but the reason they defeat him, even because he's so powerful, is they just outsmart him, and they work together, and they figure things out. But otherwise, Fabian probably would have been able to defeat them, because there wasn't much they could do to him, but there was a lot he could do to them. So it was like frustrating, and he was like such a bad character. Like, you hated him so much. Like, he was awful, just awful. But I'm glad in the end he got his due and they figured it out. And it's a very good book. It's got like romance, it's got like suspense, action, like anguish, like it's got like everything. Like, it's a very good book. This is one of my favorites so far that I've read in the Night Huntress series. So I definitely suggest going and reading it. And if you like this video, hit like, thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.